Hello fans, welcome back here to the HCS Pro Series number 4. We are getting ever closer to our grand final. We've only got 2 best of 5s until we determine our next champion here in ANZ. I've got Hoots as well as SSJ4 back by my side. And lads, unfortunately, I'm going to have to retract my previous statement. It seems like I've been debated by a few different documents that are floating around. It was, in fact, Divine Mind that got the 2-1 over the Direwolves. So it will be the Demons and the Divine Minds who will be going head-to-head here for a rematch against the Chiefs. So looking at this elimination bracket, this is the way it has panned out. Divine Mind, ever since they dropped down in this elimination bracket, it looked pretty easy for them. You know, obviously a 2-1 against Direwolves, putting their backs against the wall, but Hoots right now, this is just kind of what we expected here for this elimination finals.
It was kind of what we expected until about 3 minutes ago, Luke, when you just dropped some random bombshell on us. And
I thought it was going to be lit. I thought it was going to be insane.
I saw in the Twitch chat board saying, well, that's news to me because I'm pretty sure I just lost 2-1. But
oh, well.
Here's what we've got. Demons v Divine Mind. Can't wait. I'm glad we got the right matchup now.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where this is going to, pump out for us. You know, there was a few, theories that are going to be floating around in the break if it was going to be the Direwolves, but now we get to see ourselves with the Demons and the Divine Minds going head-to-head here, Justin. And I think this can kind of circle back to your previous point before we went to the break was this is going to be an interesting test for the Demons here because they're going up against the Divine Mind squad who today have looked really, really clean. These guys, albeit they lost their series against the Chiefs, but you're losing a series to the Chiefs. At this point, it's kind of expected for most of these teams, but when we talked to Flex Reigns, he was still super eager and super excited to be able to come back into that grand final and try and fight out with the Chiefs because these guys seem to be moving forward, looking really, really clean.
Yeah, and you know what? Getting knocked down to the elimination bracket by the Chiefs, that's quite the run for the Demons. So whatever happens from here, I think they can hang their heads high. But Divine Mind, looking at that bracket, we made a mistake before, but that's no glitch on your screen. Direwolves did manage to take a map off them, so we'll have to see how they go. But Demons, we have Sways, who had that monster overkill off the rip on game 2 there. And Square, he's ready to step up, I think. He'll be looking to redeem himself after that last map there.
Yeah, and I think this Demon squad so far is really starting to prove to us, Hoots, that these guys really are here to party. They've been able to put up some big numbers so far. Obviously, as Justin did just say, Sway's getting himself an overkill off the rip there on the streets means that these guys certainly have the slaying power, but I think it's something that we saw in that previous series against the Chiefs is sometimes some of these macro decisions, these rotations, what places of the map to try and hold and where to go and that kind of stuff might be a little bit of a step too far for these guys, but it still is going to be a great learning experience if they can put up a big show because they almost took a map off the Chiefs in that upper bracket final as well.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised how quickly that kind of stuff can click all of a sudden and then bang, it just makes sense. Like we've seen teams do it every now and then where out of nowhere, like we go back to the In Control who ended up becoming immunity guys back in 2009, just coming out of nowhere really and all of a sudden everything clicking and they beat the top teams in Australia back then. So it can happen and it can click really quickly. It's just a matter of when really.
Yeah, and I guess, having a look at this Divine Mind roster nice and quickly here, Justin, like, this has been, a team that we've talked quite a lot about because they have been a top 2 roster. Obviously, these guys have been chopping and changing a little bit, but I think, so far today, I think they're really starting to show that this core 4 here are starting to click, and, maybe in the future, if this is the team that sticks together for the Super, then these guys might be able to challenge the Chiefs in a couple of weeks' time.
Potentially, and we have seen Divine Mind already today, and I highlighted Rated as someone that I liked the pacing. He knew when to go hard and be aggressive and push, and then he knew when to slow things down. So he seems to be performing really nicely. And Flex Reigns, he's flexible, right? It's right there in his gamer tag. He's filling in for all different squads, so he's got a lot of experience with a lot of lineups, and it seems he just fits right in with this squad. So see how Flex and Rated are going to perform against this Demon squad.
Yeah, it seems like he's able to really kind of slot himself into wherever he needs to be here in ANZ Halo. But let's just start looking at the best of 5 maps that we're going to be seeing here between the Demons and Divine Mind. I think that's going to be all important about how we're going to start out here. We're going to be starting on a CTF though, Hoots. I was really hoping to see that maybe we might see some of these other different game types. CTF today has been really kind of a dominant game mode for those teams that are much more favored in this series, and we've seen it so far. I think Divine Mind are probably pretty heavily favored going into this first map, but moving across the rest of them, I think this starts getting easier for the Demons as we get deeper in this best of 5.
Yeah, CTF Bazaar's a map that's kind of like just organized chaos in a sense. It's, you know, quite small, and given how the spawn system works, that, you know, even if you are all 4 wiped and a team pulls your flag, you can be over in their base within a few seconds of respawning. So the flags can be really hard to come by, but good teams can really put the foot down on opponents if the skill gap is quite different. But I don't think that's going to be the case in this series. I think we're going to see a pretty big slugfest for that CTF Bazaar game.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see that we get a whole lot of Slayers going through it. And I think, you know, as we get a little bit deeper here, haven't really seen all too much oddball for us tonight here, Justin. But, you know, being able to see what we've seen from the Demons on the streets, I'm sure they're going to be happy to be jumping back into that playground. And obviously, Strongholds on Recharge, it seems like these Demon guys are pretty good on that map and game mode as well. So, I mean, if they're able to come through the CTF, maybe with a little bit of a victory, even relatively unscathed, I think if we get deeper into this map pool, we're going to have a pretty even one, and maybe we go all to 5.
Oh, mate, I love a game 5. Please get us there. I would love to see it. And you know what? Demons, they've proved themselves. They've done so well so far, and it took the Chiefs to send them down to the losers bracket, so maybe they're ready for Divine Mind too.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now, from what we've seen from the Demons, these guys can certainly do it. You know, they've been able to at least put the Chiefs' backs against the wall. There was a few kind of blowouts in some of those other maps, but right now we've really seen this Demon squad come together. But, you know, the other side of things, Hoots, we've also talked about this Divine Mind squad. Yes, they're in the elimination bracket, but at some point everybody has to be down there. And, you know, these guys have been looking pretty clean and consistent today, and I think that might be, like, you know, a kind of a shock to the system here for the Demons, the fact that going up against the Chiefs and Divine Mind twice in one night might start, you know, wearing on them, having to play this kind of top tier, next level kind of Halo to try and get through these series.
Yeah, but I guess that's kind of the whole purpose of the Pro Series as well, right? In terms of, like, all 8 teams in here are here for a reason, because they're all really good. It's not like those more open tournaments that we had late last year where, you know, you could be the top rated seed coming up against a team who's never even competed before. So you've got to expect you're going to be coming up against really top tier talent, and so they can be a bit of a war of what's the word, I guess, you know, stamina. It's like a war of stamina, effectively. So you need to be able to push through and be constantly playing top level, and it can be exhausting, especially if you get later into the night as well, like we are now.
And I think, you know, that's kind of something, you know, we talked about, right, is the fact that this Demon squad, previously known as 1620 Kings before they brought Square in, they have only really gotten themselves into the top 6. So playing this deep in the night in the competitive setting has been a kind of a new experience for these guys. So I just really hope that we get to see the best from them all throughout this series. Ladies and gentlemen, we are loading into Bazaar right now, so I'm going to leave it with the lovely gentlemen of Hoots and SSJ4 to take you guys through the series.
Yeah. Sorry, Hoots, I'm cutting you off again. I'm just so excited. I just want to launch straight in. Get out of my way, I'm coming in. And so we've got Divine Mind versus the Demons, who, as I said before, they've made a deal with the devil to make it this far through the bracket, and we're on board with Berserk off the rip, straight through the double doors, running through the gauntlet of grenades, finding Square off the rip. Square not coming in for the challenge, and here come those passive income grenades, putting that player down. Lolly gets some shots across map, finding himself 1 kill already, and they just went straight in there. It wasn't a passive slow start, Hoots, it was straight in for blood.
Yeah, Beastin consistently, we've seen in the last series we covered with them as well. He seems to be the power-up king, really. And Lolly has an idea of how to get rid of this overshield that he's got, and it's this plasma pistol right here. And unfortunately, the tracking not as strong as we've seen in previous Halo games, so he's going to back out of there with that grapple shot. Smart move, and wait for his team to come back and help him. But yeah, it has seemed like Beastin's really got a great ability to be able to grab those power-ups consistently and use them really well. And so we are seeing now a bit of a push from Divine Mind into the Demons base, and they're starting to pull a flag. So we do see there the Demons guys spawning over on Rocket side, and they're just going to make a quick run straight to get to the other team's base, although it looks like there is a bit of a defense here from Divine Mind, stopping them from being able to get over there so easily. And that flag is going to be continuously moved, I think, through the truck area, and it looks like they're actually going to get this all the way down in their palms. So this could be in a pretty strong position for them to be able to take this. It looks like not much resistance coming through. Lolly's probably the only one at double doors for Divine Mind, and he's pushing straight through the middle there. But I think they're going to have enough players to be able to put this one in, and there we see first one in very quickly by Beastin. So Divine Mind taking a very strong lead early at the start here, and we said, you know, these flag pulls can be quite chaotic, but Justin, they seem to move that pretty easily, Divine Mind.
Yeah, they moved it across the map, but it is players dropping left and right. Berserk got oddly ninjaed there before. Not sure how that works, but must just be the observer mode going. But now he has that Mangler, a very hot topic in the community. Couple of little double taps there and follows up with the other one. Doubles there if he wants it, but the assist does come in. So Berserk poised to make another tasty little push here. But rotating through, he's getting the call out that there's some players down bottom mid, and he's going to apply that pressure before moving across the map, making sure that they have control before going in for another pull, Hoods.
Yeah, smart move. There's no point running through really to the other team's base while you know there are two enemies pushing into your own at that point. When no flags are out, you may as well go back and play a bit of defense. So it was a smart move there, but Divine Mind is 3 down right now. Demons, though, have taken a fair few hits themselves. Probably aren't really going to be in a position to make any kind of pull here. We do have Plasma in the bar area here, along with Square, so they are set up to put a bit of pressure on these new spawns coming through from Divine Mind. See Flex Range stuck in the corner here. He's going to be hunted down pretty easily. So that is another 2 down for Divine Mind, all up for Demons, and they're going to look to make a push right onto this flag plate, you'd think, to try and take a pull, as we are seeing here right now. And we have Square now starting to push back. Rockets are up in a second, but look at the Divine Mind guys there running through bottom Rockets and just getting straight across. These Rockets are going to be a big deal here, but Square needs to watch his back. He's going to get taken down, and I think he was almost harpooned as well.
He got tripped up.
That might have been what actually killed him. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, he's a harpoon like he's Moby Dick, just taking one to the ankle there, and Plasma going down. It's still only 1 flag on the board though, and Divine Mind, they're able to get that one in pretty early, but Demons, they're still able to keep that pressure at bay, and Divine Mind not really having an easy time of it so far from my interpretation. Flex Range trying to get that kill on the Sways, but he just slinks around the corner and just smooth slides around into safety, and Flex Range not getting greedy with that. He just instantly changes his position, goes out, that guy's getting away, not getting hungry. Discipline plays from him.
Sway's just shooting himself across the map there. I think probably trying to get a grab on that flag. Actually, it couldn't work, and gets the stick there. Flex Range. Unreal goes for the triple and almost gets it. Lolly was no shield, but he gets dropped, and we are seeing this flag still not being able to be returned just yet. So we do have Plasma here just hanging low down in the cuts here, but this flag is going to go back, and so they're going to have to make another attempt at this. But clearly he's right there, and so he is going to be able to put in a few shots, but they're getting it through to plant really easy, through to palm really easily, and I like their rated actually doubling back to help with the kill on Plasma, and now going back and running the flag. And look, he's got a pretty good run so far. He's going to be able to get it probably to their balcony, but top Rockets is where most of the fire is going to come from the Demon squad.
Yeah, look at that rated. Like, he could have just kept running that flag, but he must have got the call out that there was a lot of people watching. Did it pan out for him in this situation? No, it didn't. He might not have been able to get it through the doors into safety. It didn't pan out for him that time, but it could have been the right play, Hoots. We'll never know.
Yeah, I wonder if you just try and even go for one more toss and get it up to balcony, and give your team a bit more of a height advantage to try and be able to grab it without having to drop down into bottom mid, which can often be a bit of a death trap. I mean, at some point you do have to make the call of when to slay or when to run, and it's going to be a 50-50 time sometimes, which it was then, but just unfortunately wasn't able to continue on there. But Flex Range is heading straight back into the Demons base here, and Demons look like they are really being pressured back, Justin. I think for the majority of this match it's been more of Divine Mind on the Demon side than vice versa with Demons on the Divine Mind side.
Yeah, but all it takes, I mean, there's only 6 minutes 30 left on the clock, and Demons, they're getting enough slays. It's pretty even in the slays department, and they're just going to get the slays at the right time when they have map control, a couple of picks, and get the flags moving. So at any time we could see Demons get a flag on the move, and Divine Mind, they seem to be in control, but they're only 1 up so far.
Yeah. So it's by no means over yet, and we do see these games often go to the entirety of the timer as well. 5 caps can be a bit of a struggle on this, and if anything's to go by in terms of the score we've got right now and the time we've had, 5 caps might be a bit beyond what's going to happen, but you do see those dynamo grenades coming in from Plasma. Done a great ability there to turn that fight around and secure the OS for his team as well. So 3 down for Divine Mind. We need to see Demons starting to push across, whether it is through palm or through the bar, but with this OS, Plasma can actually start to push in, but look, that OS pretty much goes straight away. I don't know if that was just a precautionary nade by Flex Range there, but it landed straight on him, and he is going to be in a position now to work with his team to start to clear out, and that is 4 dead for Divine Mind. So the flag's going to get pulled, and the Divine Mind's guys are going to start to sprint over to that Demon's base. It's just a matter of if the Demons can get a couple of picks as they see those Divine Mind players starting to make their way over there.
Yeah, and it looks like Plasma, he noticed that they weren't getting a lot of pressure on their base, and the spawners overextended right away to put pressure on the flag, and it seems to be turning into maybe a little bit of a standoff here. Flag returned, and looks like Divine Mind have actually got the flag on the move now, Hoots.
Yeah, they're running a counter cap here, which is the right move, really, and the Demons guys haven't been able to actually get across. They got to spawn more on the flag rather than down near the rockets, so it's harder for them to get across there and really contest and overextend, like you said, Justin. So a bit of luck there for Divine Mind, but they really outslayed them, got pretty much 3 or 4 down, I think it was, and were able to run that in really quickly and completely uncontested, which is something we don't normally see on these Bizarre CTF games.
Yeah, well, I don't know, maybe Demons committed all of their resources to trying to stop that counter cap going in, and just unfortunately lost that round of slays, and the flag went in for free pretty much while everyone's chilling out the respawn screen. But now we have Beeson with that Mangler as well. Oh, he doesn't get the kill. He gets
on the second shot.
Didn't connect on the second shot and didn't connect one of the melee by the looks of things, so he gets taken down. Really unfortunate being that close to the flag too. You get that kill and then you start running that flag. Could have been a different story, but that's how things go when you lose a crucial 1v1. Now board with Berserk, put some suppressing fire down, picks himself up a kill. Here comes Spider-Man, takes him out. Green Goblin straight into the respawn screen. Raided, switching over to him. He goes down as well. And it's 2-0 currently for Divine Mind. 3 minutes 50 left, but Sways with that fresh overshield, and he's got a teammate to back him up, and it looks like they're poised to get a flag moving. They've got the numbers advantage. They've just got to get this one moving. Trying to get the cleanup. He briefly stops, and Sways using that overshield and getting the flag moving. Will we see this one go on the board, Hoots? It does look like it is.
Yeah, but Raided has pulled a flag on the Demon side, so, you know, Demons were getting 3 or 4 dead of Divine Mind constantly. Then it looks like they'll actually be able to get a return here, so they should be able to put this one in pretty uncontested, I think. They do need now, once they put this in, so good work by them, but they now need to start to make a move on these rockets. They're up in 10 seconds. Flex Range is actually positioned at top rockets, waiting for them, I believe, or he might have moved off slightly, but, you know, with 3 minutes to go, these rockets can go a long way in helping them get another round of slays through to take that pull. But I really like that whole play then from Sways in particular. When he got that OS, he didn't put it in straight away. He waited till he moved into the Divine Mind base a little bit, popped it in then so it was brand new and fresh, and was able to do a round of slays and really make that move on the flag. And Rocket's up now with the grapple hook. I think he's going to look to make a play, although I'm not really sure the route he's taking here, Justin. It looks like they're going to forego the Rockets, I think, just to try and get in, but...
his heart was in it. His heart was in it. Yeah, he fumbled it a little bit there, Hoots. He had all the equipment to secure the rockets there. Unfortunate for him. Now on board with Lolly, looking at the kill department. He's on 18 and 10. So he's dropping big numbers against these Divine Mind guys. And that's really awesome to see. Look at Sways, 21 and 13. And you're talking about Divine Mind, arguably the second best team in the region. Sways with a triple kill for himself. You see how hungry he is for that overkill. So I'm just going to check this angle. Bet you the little rats down there not able to get that over, but the triple kill has opened up the map for the rest of his team. And there's the OS rewarded with another one. He's got the timing perfectly on that. And Demons, I think they've had almost every OS, haven't they, Hoots?
Pretty much, yeah. I think Beeson got the first one, but apart from that, I think they have had control of all of them. And just looking at the scoreboard quickly now as well, again, trying to do some quick maths in my head, but I think Demons are pretty considerably outslaying Divine Mind. And so, you know, they haven't been able to convert that into a lead, although this flag run now that they're looking to make a move from with Raided being dropped there, this could really start to convert some of their slaying dominance into an actual tie game, which is what they need. But, you know, time's starting to become a bit of an issue now as well. 1:20 left, and Divine Mind have done a pretty good job of actually stopping that flag pull. I thought they were a chance to at least get it to their palm side, but Divine Mind swarmed really hard and were able to stop that. And at this point, I don't know, Divine Mind can maybe choose to play a bit defensively with 1 minute to go.
I'm not sure. Like, Demons seem to be playing a slightly different game that they have the last 10 minutes or so, and Lolly going in for blood on Flex Range. Him desperately trying to stay alive. Plenty of shields left. Flex Range barely touched him there. There's still enough time to get a flag moving, and it does look like the Demon players are focused on getting that done. They're going in for the push. Nice prediction nade there, but Berserk comes in with a full challenge and able to secure that kill. And you know, Berserk being very cautious here. He gets taken out. 35 seconds to go. If Demons is going to get a flag moving, they really need to get in the enemy base right away, Hoots. They've got a full send.
Yeah. Rockets are going to become completely irrelevant at this point. 20 seconds to go. The game's going to be over at that point unless we can get a flag pull and force a little bit of overtime. But we have got right now Flex Rain starting to move in, although he's the last guy alive for Divine Mind. So if Demons are going to make a run, it's got to be now. And we do see there the flag is pulled as we have Divine Mind starting to come off the respawn. So I love this sneaky play, though. Just waiting here with the Bulldog, is able to get one down, goes for a second, and at a minimum they're dropping grenades and is able to at least stop that flag pull going all the way through. And with this overshield coming up, if Rated can put this in, this could be all she wrote, really, if they can get a return here. We are in overtime, and with that return going almost in, I think. Have we got a return here, Jason? Where is it?
There it is. Okay. I was just laughing that rocket as you heard just straight past the screen, but the Flex just won them the game there with that sneaky play. He only got the one kill, but those grenades went down. An easy cleanup from there. He was calculated. He knew what he's doing. Is that Bullfrog, and he's like, I'm going to wait here. They're going to go right over my head, and I'm going to stop this flag, boys. Don't worry about it. And he got the job done. Yeah,
it was perfect trigger discipline and not pushing himself out too much and being too aggressive, almost going that more defensive angle of I'm just going to sit here and wait. And he managed to pick up one kill, and then the grenades were enough to help his teammates come in and pick up a few of those final ones as well. And then securing that OS was pretty much all she wrote. But I mean, look at the slays there. Sway's going with 30. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for his team, but across the board, really, there was some pretty consistent slaying coming from the Divine Mind squad. So look, that's going to be a bit disheartening for Demons. I think they were definitely in it up to their teeth for the majority of the game, but they just couldn't convert some of those flag caps. And Divine Mind were able to overextend at the right times to get in and get a flag pull when required to stop those easy caps. And it was just enough for them to be able to get that win and win by one flag cap.
Yeah, and you know what? Keep saying it. Demons are like showing up to play. They're really surprising everyone here, and especially myself. And Divine Minds, they need to watch out, because the Demons, they were out slaying them as far as I can see. And as soon as the Demons start clicking some of that objective work together a little bit better, they're going to start taking maps off these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been up to their eyeballs in it, really. Even against the Chiefs, like you said, they got so close, and I think a lot of that was just momentum that really pushed them away from being able to contest with those second and third games. But yeah, the rocket work from Sways there, fantastic. And the OS we spoke about as well was really well controlled by Demons for the most part, but they just couldn't convert it really into any meaningful pushes or setups to be able to get some flag pulls, and a nice triple there from Sways coming through. So yeah, look, they'll take a lot from that Divine Mind. I think that they had their backs up against the wall for a bit, and even when you get that final flag pull to force overtime, you can start to panic. But Sways was just super clever there. Big head on his shoulders, and was able to put a stop to that and help secure them that first win.
Yeah, and we are moving into the next map, which is going to be Slayer Live Fire. What are your predictions there? Because we did see that Demons were able to outslay narrowly the Divine Mind boys. Are they going to be able to follow that up in this game here? Because, you say, hey, they outslayed in the objective, therefore they will outslay in the Slay game, but completely different maps and played in completely different ways because of the game type. Are they going to be able to take this one?
Yeah, well, you're right, because, we get rid of the distraction of having to pull the flag, and we can focus purely on the Slays. And it's just going to be interesting to see the kind of setups these teams go for. We have seen typically in the live fire Slays that we have had in previous weeks that one team usually gets pinned at A, one team gets pinned at the tower, and it's just a matter of which team chooses to push first. And we've seen the pace of these games has slowed down a lot recently as well. So, I think we do have a pretty aggressive team here in Divine Mind. Beast is someone who loves to just run around like a madman, and so that can disrupt the team who is trying to slow it down a little bit. So we do see off the rip here, we are with Sways making a push through to the sandbags here, going for this to try and lock down this snipe a little bit, but instead backs down because this power-up obviously spawns a little bit after the start of the game. Beast in there getting a nice trade. So we have a 3-2 start for Demons, as we are looking to see which team can try and set up for this opening power-up, which is just about to pop.
Yeah, and a pretty even, scrappy start so far, and all the boys seem to be wired about what they're doing. Berserk going in full aggression, looking for all those players there and getting the cleanup, and he's just a turret. He's just looking around for everything that he can find, finds himself square for his efforts, putting him into the respawn screen. 6-4, the scoreline, still the very start of the game, so Scoreline not really meaning much at this point, but you'll see that OS on that player across the map there, and Berserk running into 3 enemy players. Not ideal situation around a corner too, but Rated with that double kill, cleaning them up. Triples there if he wants it. Grenade comes in. He's hungry for it. There's 2 more players in front of him. He's going, nope, I'm not challenging that. And I love that he changed angles instantly. Yep. He was cleaned up from Lolly there up in the BR tower. He wasn't even killed by the 2 players he was fighting. So Rated, one-man army.
Yeah, Demons did well not to actually give away too many kills there, right? Because they were all pinned down at that B stronghold area, and it looked like Divine Mind were just swarming on them. But I think 2 of them were able to actually get away without being dropped. So a good effort there of managing to conserve life and not give up some free kills. But we do have 2 Divine Mind members dropped around this tower area, it looks like. And so a bit of a trade going on around here with Demons as well. The no-scope maybe a bit too keen when you're dropping down Sways, but instead just repulse him off the map. I don't know if it worked for him, Justin. I think he was able to actually stay on, so just didn't able to get it across. But Flex Rain's keeping his head down there, avoiding that snipe shot there from Sways, but he's just dropping no scopes and cleaning up with the BR. Doing a pretty good job to stay alive there. I think Lolly's going to be able to actually come through and clean some of them up, as this overshield looks like it's popping again in a couple of seconds. And we do have, I think, Demons. No, it's Divine Mind in a position to pick that up. It's going to be Flex Rain. So smart move by Lolly there, backing down a little bit and grabbing that snipe, and hopefully they can try and whittle some of this OS away from Lolly, who I think is going to be trying to push through. Where is he gone, Justin? I can't even see him on the heads-up display. I think he's moving over to B from bottom mid.
Yeah, it's very odd. And, you know, Lolly, he's only got 1 bullet to play with here, but that's enough to start a push. You get that 1 pick, and then suddenly you can do a rotation. Doesn't hit the no-scope there, but does get the cleanup with his teammate. And they're desperately trying to stay alive. The nades come in. Flex Rains goes to the challenge, puts him into the respawn screen, and Flex Rains instantly going for the push. They're going in for the collapse to clear out these players, but the scoreline is completely even. They're just trading kill for kill right now. But Demons, they're targeting Rated, and he goes down. 2 for 1 for Demons in that situation. That little exchange there, Hoots, and keeping things nice and even. And that new sniper rifle coming up, hashtag Croc Gang in the store if you're looking to support the scene. And Square applying as much pressure as he can. And I love his positioning there, Hoots, because it's so textbook to just throw the grenades down the hallway, and he knew that, and he was suppressed back. Didn't pan out this time, but he avoided a lot of damage just by taking a slightly different angle.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Square. He was single-handedly trying to hold that Divine Mind squad off the snipe there, but didn't really have any help with him. And then we do see Divine Mind, instead of giving up that snipe for free, tossing it off the map, which is a smart move, obviously, because it keeps it out of the hands of Demons. So they're saying, you know, if we're not going to have it, we don't want you having it at all, especially when we're in a game as close as this with only about 4 kills in it. You don't want to be giving anyone with a snipe some free picks to try and bring a bit of a lead on. So we're seeing this crafty jump here from Flex Range. It's tricky to pull off, Justin. I don't know if you've been able to, but it can often be quite hard to get a sneaky jump up there. But we have this OS popping in about 10 seconds now, so we're going to see a bit of a push across to the Brutefield side here. Sway's doing a good job of just trying to keep Flex Rains off it, but Beaston's going to come in and provide a bit of protection, and I think he should be able to pick this up. A great use of the drop wall then. A lot of people, Justin, don't opt to use it because they think it is so weak, but if you can save just 1 shot in a one-on-one, that can be the difference between winning and losing.
Absolutely. And, you know, the high-end players, they know how to eke out every little advantage, and a 1-shot advantage is absolutely huge. You could have 2 players, both of them not missing a single shot, but if you have that drop wall, suddenly it's, you know, you're a shot up in that situation and you'll come out on top on that. So you're not wrong, Hoots. If you're listening at home, start using those drop rolls, people. It's quite a little advantage. Flex Rains, it's a killing spree and double kill for him. Going to have a look at his... he's 6 and 5 right now with a massive pile of assists too, so he seems to be doing pretty well. But scoreline is just completely even. It's back and forth, back and forth. And Demons just continuing to impress me. And look at that. Beeson with the double, turns around for the triple, but too weak, and he does fall. Rated now with that heat wave, stalking down bottom mid, suppressing 2 players there, opting to rotate away. He's trying to keep a handle on that power weapon, not wanting to give it to the Demon squad. And they decide, nope, we're not going through that door. It's a nade fest.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest gap we had was about 4 kills a little earlier on, but it's been pretty much just 1 or even the whole way through for the last minute or 2 now, so no team really able to put any kind of separation between the others. I love this aggressiveness from Rated, though, jumping out there with the heat wave and just helping his team out, chucking assists in. He's done a lot there to make sure his team can stay alive, but, you know, the push from Demons now moving over to that tower as this snipe's popping in a little bit, but, you know, Rated just staying alive, popping some team damage. We see the blue popping up there on the damage indicator, and, you know, 2-kill lead for Demons. Demons now is we're starting to get towards 40, Justin, and this is when it gets really close.
It is starting to get really close, isn't it? And it's just been back and forth completely even, hasn't it, right, Hoots? And we have got that sniper. It is about to pop, and Rated applying so much pressure there, top mid, then going down bottom mid to check all of those angles. A lot of kills in the kill feed. We've got 3 Demons coming back from the depths of hell in the respawn screen. That does look like Divine Minds are going to be able to scoop up that sniper rifle. This could be the key that puts him in the lead and cements this game for them, Hoots. And it looks beastin'. He's got the overshield as well. Divine Minds stacked with all the goodies.
Yeah, absolutely. Not really a surprise, I guess, with Beastin, given how often he's been able to get it. And he's pushing hard. We're seeing the pings come up through over on the blue side. I don't think anyone's actually there right now for Demons. They've been able to get away through the sandbags, but the assists coming in. Divine Mind have a 1-kill lead right now. Demons, still staying in it. By no means this is out of their reach with just the 1-kill gap, but they're getting spawned over at tower and starting to make a push through top mid. Square's going to be caught. They're almost unawares, but they're able to get Beastin down, and Plasma comes in with a massive double there, really helping his team out. Flex Range with the snipe dropping shields, but is unable to convert. A lot of shields being dropped, actually, so we could see a fair few assists coming through for him. 41 all right now. Flex Range using this sniper really well, and he's going to be faced with 2 Demons members, and unfortunately he's taken down, so I think we will have a snipe in the hand of Demons down at B, Justin.
Yeah, and now Demons with a 3-kill lead, and Flex
out of nowhere
just gave him the sniper rifle. Well, he didn't give it to him, but they ended up in their hands as well. Demons poised to take this map. Berserk going, nope, not dealing with that one. I'm not going to be the first person to get picked off. And it's really starting to get down to the pointy end. Hoots, my heart rate is starting to elevate. Nothing like a 49-49 finish. Berserk turning his back to Square, and him sending him into the respawn screen, 45-42. Sway's rotating bottom mid here. It does look like that overshield has just popped up, and look at that. Here comes Divine Mind to clean house, but Plasma responding with those grenades, and he has got the Mangler as well. He's a bit low on BR. He only has 6 shots left there, Hoots.
Yeah, that's could actually be a bit of an issue, although if he's in close range, like down at bottom mid here, it is going to help him. He's taken out by a nade, so only a 1-kill gap now. Divine Mind trailing by 1, looking to move it in. This OS is popping in 3, but look at the amount of Divine Mind places all around it. Smart move there by Lolly, actually not dropping down. Massive double there. Shots on Flex Range. If he can actually, Flex Range manages to get the OS in, so that's still a 1-kill gap. That was huge by Lolly there, choosing not to drop straight away and putting some shots in, but with that OS, Flex Range just has a little bit. He's going to get an assist there, so 47 all, moving through to the sandbags. It looks like most of the Demons players are hanging around that tower area, pushing through top mid. We do have Rated. He's caught though from behind. I'm not sure who that was.
48,
48, 49. Divine Mind up by 1, shots on tower. He's going to push back Berserk, and so right now we're going to see a bit of repositioning as Berserk is moving in. We're on with Flex Range actually, sorry, that's a bit of an error on the heads up, but pushing it behind Square. I like this route.
Demons,
right
don't do it to it again. They've fallen short again.
Oh, no.
No.
Another 49-50, and they turned that around so quickly, Justin. They were down by 3 or 4 in that final 30 seconds or so, and were able to just come back and turn that around. And I thought Lolly had done that perfectly, hanging up on those top sandbags there, not dropping on that OS. He had 3 players below him.
It was so calculated, right?
Yeah.
You saw him, he looked at the players and went 1, 2, 3, 4, and went, all right, this one. And then he got the double kill, and then if it wasn't for that OS,
yeah.
he had Flex dead to rights there, and he just pulled out the reverse card from his Uno deck and popped the overshield on, unfortunate for him. So look at that, Demons falling short against another monstrous squad. I'm feeling for him, but Demons, they keep stepping up to the plate, Hoots. It's only a matter of time until they start taking maps.
That's it, exactly. It's like if you keep getting so close, eventually it's got to fall your way, right? And they've just been really unlucky a few times in these Slayers in particular. Yeah, but look, that Flex Range, that final play there, as you spoke about just then, Justin, was absolutely massive. I mean, he managed to put shots in, grab that OS. As soon as he knew he had it, he dropped back, popped it in, and that OS was the difference between him being able to out-BR Lolly there. And it was really unfortunate for Lolly. He did come so close there, but it just, that OS just popped at the exact right time there. And, but credit to Divine Mind. They were the ones who were set up in that brood field for it. Demons weren't in a place to do it. So, Lolly had to do it by himself, and maybe if he had just one more helper, he would have been able to drop Flex Range, and that would have been a completely different result. Yeah,
absolutely. Like, you can't rely on one player on your team to make a play like that. You've got to be working together as a unit consistently. And you're exactly right, Hoots. If he'd had even just one teammate there helping him out on that angle, he probably would have got the job done, and that might have translated to the win. So something to take away from that for the Demon Boys.
Yeah,
but
here
it's not
it is again.
Yeah, there he is. Perfectly calculated. Double kill, triple kill is there, but Flex Reigns pops the overshield on. Hacks.
Yeah, and at the end there, Flex Reigns, he ran that route perfectly at the end, popping up behind the tower. It was actually interesting. Flex Reigns actually popped out before that OS was in, and I'm pretty sure he was one shot at that point. Lolly just wasn't looking at him. He was looking on the other side. So, just those little moments that don't go your way, and they can be such a difference in the end because Lolly kills Flex Reigns. They've got OS as well. It's not just the kill swap. It's the fact that they've got OS, and he can push around through that brute field really easily.
Yeah, unfortunate. And when you have a game where one or two situations could have gone either way, sometimes there's takeaways and sometimes there aren't. And I think in that situation there, Lolly did really well, but a little bit more team coordination to apply pressure to that OS probably would have won them that game in that instance. But we do need to start thinking about this next one, Hoots, because we are moving into game 3. And Demons, they're almost there. They're so close. Couple more things, a little bit of tweaks in the workshop, and they'll be able to get a map on the board, and we are going to be launching into Streets. Oddball, we haven't seen this one tonight, Hoots. I'm excited. We're on board with Rated.
Yeah, no, this has always been a really interesting one to watch just in terms of where teams choose to hold the ball. And I think, often you do see that when you're playing regular matchmaking, you see that PD hold a lot, but the competitive teams tend to stay away from that more. It's usually holding around the A stronghold or the C stronghold area. And so it looks like right now, Demons were trying to make a push down towards the tram area, but that's stopped there by Venom. He is dropped though, and we are on board now with Sways. So they're in a position to start to get a bit of control in C here, but with a few dead and coming off the respawn as well, it might not be too long before Divine Mind starts to push, and as we're seeing now, Justin coming down through the arcade area.
Yeah, and it's 2 players down for Demons, but Square doing well to get some points on the board at least. And with these rounds, scrap time is just so important because you can scrap together a round win and move into the next one. So Square doing well for the pressure that was coming in to get some points on the board. Now on board with Lolly. He's going to take 2 on the jump. Is he going to go for take 3? No, he's going, nah, I'm going to take a different route. Go for the third. Third time's the charm, mate. You can do it. And is he going to do it? No, he's like, I'm taking the stairs this time.
Cut your losses.
Yeah. He saw everyone was watching. It's like, I can't do it when everyone's watching.
There
we go. Woohoo! Well done. Lolly comes in, misses the back smack, and then he gets put in. No, that's so unfortunate for him. And now ball with Sways. He picks himself up a kill. Already on 2 and 2 assists. And 15 and 9, that ball's just sitting there at the moment. Yeah. Rated, scooping that one up. Now putting some points on the board for the Divine Mind squad. But Sways, he's going in for the push. Here he comes. Doubles there if he wants it. Triples there if he wants it. So much pressure. And here comes to help. Plasma going for the cleanup. Flex Ring trying to get away. Double kill for him. They've just got to scoop that ball up and start getting some time. But the discipline from Plasma to make sure that they've cleared out the players before going after that ball is really good to see. And he's using that thrust to get that clean up, and now he's going to turn around and get that ball nice and secure, and that should translate to a lot more ball time than if he just scrapped it together by jumping on it.
I think we might have rockets potentially in the hands of Demons as well, which is massive for them. We saw Divine Mind were in that tram area for a long time with the ball and 2 or 3 players alive there consistently, but they just weren't able to actually translate that into any kind of lead or ball time. I mean, look, they've only got 11 seconds, but they were in that tram area for a good minute or so, but so much was the pressure from the Demons, it just stopped them from being able to get any time. They were still too busy fighting, trying to hold them off, and it just didn't work. So, Demons have done a really good job to capitalize when they do have a chance to eke out some time, and Divine Mind not so much on the flip side.
Yeah, and it's been pretty back and forth. Not a lot of oddball action, right? They've just kind of been slaying each other a little bit. The scoreline is basically even. It's been 11-25 for an eternity, and there's only 2 minutes 30 left on the clock. So we might have a situation where the round timer just sinks down, and that ball, that's reset from inactivity, and now it's back in the center of the map. And going to have to see who's going to jump in there and grab that. Couple of players down on Divine Mind, so Demons poised, taking advantage of those slays to get something going. But look at that, Plasma drops straight away. As soon as he gets his hands on the balls, he's straight in the respawn.
Yeah, it's Divine Mind being very conscious of keeping the ball out of the hands of Demons, but not really then converting that to ball time of their own, which they need to start doing. They might be in a bit of a position to do it here, as we do see Rated starting to drop it back down to its spawn. But with, I think, a few Demons players actually stuck here around the PD sort of area, we are going to see Divine Mind struggle to really move it there at all, and so that's why Rated was actually dropping back down to that spawn there just to try and get it away from them. But consistently a fair few dead for Divine Mind, and we are going to have Demons now be in a bit of a position to try and run the ball to Tram. We see their Plasmas there getting set up, trying to keep the Divine Mind guys at bay from them being able to get there, but the ball has been run there successfully, so they've set up here nice and well. But Rated with those rockets is going to put a few long range in ones, but Justin, they often just don't work, and they can often be out of pure desperation of just trying to get a pick and be able to move in.
Yeah, the rocket's not the most reliable weapon on the map, but Rated managed to pick up one double kill there, and he's single-handedly breaking this setup at this point. And check it out, he's checking every single angle to make sure he's cleaning out the base before he even thinks about grabbing that oddball hoots, and that's translating to Divine Mind being nice and comfortable, and they're starting to rack up some points. And the deficit is only about 20 points right now, which is basic, not a lot. It's one round of Slays, and here we go. Rated just putting so much pressure on the map and trusting that his teammates are holding on to that ball. And it's like, boys, hold on to that. I'll be right back. I'm going to keep the other dudes off you.
Yeah, and look, he was in a really good position there to get a fair bit of time. They had a good setup there, Divine Mind. You had most Demons guys spawning over at PD, and they had the setup at Tram with a fair bit of presence at Arcade. But probably a bit too late. Divine Mind were in trying to rotate that ball out of there. It was pretty obvious Demons were coming through, and so I would have liked to have seen them maybe start to try and run it over through Cafe side. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and we do now have at least the clearing out of the Demons squad. So Divine Mind being able to set back up in that area, and we do have Demons once again spawning in PD. And just look at this, Rated pushing in with the Bulldog here, and he should be able to have a couple of kills. Unfortunately, only one really. I thought he had them dead to rights there, sneaking up on them, but all the while this is happening, we've got Divine Mind holding the ball in Tram. Flex Rain's over there by himself pretty much, and they've now got the lead, Justin.
Yeah, just amazing stuff. And I'm going to bang on it about it again. Rated, his team is just impressing me so much, and he had the right play there, and it was so calculated too. Like he got himself across the map, and then he was waiting for the angle, he's waiting for that push, and he was like, if I can distract them and even just get one pick, that just opens up the map for my teammates. Now Sways with that rocket launcher, and Divine Mind, they're pretty close to being able to take out this first round. Flex Rain, he looks very comfortable there, but here comes the pressure from Lolly. He's got one opportunity to get it done, and the players are coming in. Are they going to be able to stop this? 97 to 50. Beeson, he's got it, only needs to scrap together a couple of points. Will he get it? No, he dies. And look at this, Demons right there on the finish line. They're basically into 100 points. That's 99.5 if I've ever seen it. And Demons, now they've got their hands on the ball. If they can hold this setup, those points stack out pretty quick, Hoots. Look at that scoreline. It's already starting to add up pretty good.
Yeah, and they're not really Divine Mind in a position, I think, to make much of a play. Beaston's kind of close, but Flex Range, this is huge. He needs to win this BR fight. He's not going to be able to and pushes back. And meanwhile, Plasma's dropped it, but we've got another player there holding on to it.
Berserk, he's just going to scrap
comes in
and put it in.
Grabs it at the last second. Super smart play there. I think it was just a case that they turned their mind at the exact wrong time there, the Demons, and Berserk able to jump in and grab that. But wow, I thought at the start of that, Justin, I thought we weren't going to see either team get to the 100 points, but Divine Mind just put in two really big chunks of time there, and were able to basically get that win in the opening round, and that was clutch from Flex Range there, because I thought Demons were close to making a comeback as well.
Yeah, and you set up in there, and where was the Demons teammates helping him out there? It was just that one player trying to hold off a three-man push. So interesting to see that he didn't have a lot of help there, which is kind of what happened with Lolly on the previous Slayer when he was trying to stop that OS grab. But Lolly doing well with that Bulldog and the ball, just rotating it through, not worrying about the time. He's just juggling it across the map to get it to a safer area so he can string together more time. Picks himself up a kill for his effort. And here comes the clean-up grenades. Lolly doing everything that he can. He's fighting so many different players at once, and Sways, is he sneaking this
just
ball
straight
away?
out of there? Yeah. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It gets the perfect as well, which helps your cause. But yeah, smart move. Look, he just got it straight out of there, tossed it out. His teammates have it. They're actually bringing it straight back to Tram now because they know that all the Divine Mind guys are spawning over at PD. But really smart move there of just causing a little bit of a ruckus. And sometimes it can make the Divine Mind guys think, oh crap, like where's the ball going? We need to watch that. And so they get confused and other team members can come in and make a few picks. And I think they've been really good Demons at moving the ball when required. And even though they didn't get that first round win, I think that they've been a lot more mobile with the ball than Divine Mind.
Yeah, and now Flex Reigns, and talking about Demons with their ball control, they have got 26 points already, and Flex Reigns, he's copping a couple of grenades, but he's still scrapping together that time, Hoots, and those grenades coming in with the pressure, but it looks like the teammates on Divine Mind are able to keep them at bay. And Flex Reigns is taken out there. He seemed a bit lost, Hoots, a little bit like myself. I'm mumbling my words, save me.
Well, rockets are now popping in about 1 second, so it's going to be big to see who can pick these up. Demons have a pretty good setup now in Tramp and a nice little lead as well of about 30 seconds. So we do see... It's coming out again every time, the microwave. We love it. But the rockets are in the hands of Plasma, so pushing up into this arcade area, and he's not even going to need to waste one, so that's a good result for him. And they've still got ball control as well, halfway to victory. And a nice little, what I thought was a double. It was at least a, well, it was a double in the end, but not the two guys I thought he was shooting with those rockets. He managed to drop the shields of one of them and kill the other, but you know, he'll take that every day of the week, a 2-for-1 effectively. And yeah, they're still just racking up time. Look at Sways, he's just still holding the ball, and they're up to 72 seconds against 11.
Double kill for Lolly, using the old microwave like he's getting set for movie night with the popcorn, sending those two guys into the depths of hell. And Demons, 80 points to 11. They're poised to take out this round. They seem so comfortable right now, Hoots. Divine Mind, each of their pushes has just been shut down from one of the Demons players really showing up for their squad. Look at that, 94 points. They're only one scrap away from being able to take this round out.
And they've been moving the ball really, really well as well. Like we were speaking before, and they were holding it at Tram, and then all of a sudden you see they've got it over at PD. You know, Beaston now with his hands on the ball in PD, it's going to take a bit of a miracle for them to be able to come back. But we have seen weirder things, but you know, right now his team probably needs to be covering that arcade area because it looks like he's sort of all alone there, and we do have one team, one member from Demons, which is Square, just sitting in that arcade. So he could make a bit of a push if he wanted to, but you know, right now they're still managing to get a bit of time together, and they did have 3 down for Demons there for a little bit. So this has been a big chunk of time, but they are going to need a considerable amount more.
Yeah, listen, Demons, if you can hear me, don't break my heart again. Make sure you don't let Divine Mind clutch up this round. You've got to get in there, get that scrap going. And it's very back and forth. Flex Reigns able to get away with that one. That's unbelievable. And the ball, Lolly's got rockets. That's going to be key for them to shut down this last push here. Divine Mind rotating that ball away, 94 to 50, double kill for Lolly. He does fall though. Rated rotating that ball away as fast as he can, trying to string together the time. And
they got a good setup here.
94 to 55 seems like a big scoreline, but those points rack up quick. They're almost already in the 60s, Hoots, and it's not going to be long. Demons, they need to coordinate a push. They can't just expect to get in there for free. Divine Mind's doing everything they can to win this round, and Plasma shut down. Divine Mind, they're hanging on by a thread. They might be able to do it, Hoots.
Square's the last guy alive here for his team. The rest of, although they have got a really good spawn here with Sways coming in underneath. You know, Divine Mind are starting to move it really well, although the ball is starting to roll back towards Demons. They still can't get a hand on it though, and it is back in the hand of Divine Mind. Another 3 dead for Demons. You know, they're starting to really try and scrap their push as a team.
They're desperating. They're going, boys, we only need one little push, and here it is. I told you, from 55 to 100, it goes quick. And the Divine Mind, they're just about to take over. Demon's got time for one last push. But look how comfortable Rated it. He's just hanging out down the bottom mid there, just like, boys, I got this one in the bag. And look at that, Divine Mind clutch it up. What? Unbelievable. Demons breaking my heart again. Oh my God, I feel like I'm watching a team comedy.
Well, I mean, look, it's a good thing it's a public holiday tomorrow so they can have a few drinks to drown their sorrows, because that is just so heartbreaking for them, Luke. Like, so close every time, and they just couldn't get it done.
I think we need to call the Demons the Heartbreakers from here on out,
the
boys.
Heartbreak
That
Kids.
is- Oh, man, it feels so bad. They're so close to being able to finish out these rounds that it just feels like when push comes to shove, they just need that little bit extra, but you can just see these teams clutch up, and this is why we talk about these teams as being the top in our region right now, because they have that kind of calm mentality to be able to have those situations where it might be 96 to 55, and they're like, yeah, we can do this, boys. This is fine. We can just hold it for a whole minute straight and be able to get this round done and dusted and make it a 3-0 in this lower bracket final and go say hi to the Chiefs one more time. But it just means that there's something for these Demon boys to work on for the future, right? And I think that's probably the one silver lining we can take out of this series for Demons right now, Justin, is the fact that they're doing everything right to a point, and then they eventually just get towards that final hurdle, and unfortunately they just stumble and aren't able to close it out.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate to see, but what that means is a few more scrims, some more matchmaking practice, a couple of, you know, reviews in theatre a couple of nights, and they'll start being able to get things across the line, and they'll start taking maps. Like, imagine if they took that first game against Chiefs, what that might have done to their confidence. And then even if they got knocked down, it's like, boys, we took a game off Chiefs. Divine Mind, they got nothing on us. And that might have been enough for them to be coordinated and get this one in the bag. And we saw Demons, they could come in and they were styling on Divine Mind at some points. And the objective game was just too strong on Divine Mind.
Yeah, you can just even see here in the replay package, it's 76 to 11, and it got to a point where they're just sitting on 94 points. All they needed was 6 seconds of holding the ball, and they just weren't able to get that objective time when they really needed it. And you can just see towards the end, the boys started to scramble. They really want to try and get something done, but all props to the Divine Mind here, Hoots. I think they're being able to pull that one back, albeit they were one round up in that oddball, so they had something to fall back on. But the fact that they're able to clutch up time and time again goes to show that these Divine Mind guys, they have the confidence in their own skills to be able to pull this one back from the brink. The Slayer was an opportunity for that, and the oddball was an opportunity for that as well. And Divine Mind, they stepped up every single time, and these guys, they're looking good. They might be, you know, not as clean as what we were hoping for, but these guys are able to clutch up when they need to.
Yeah, it just shows that Divine Mind are a bit more experienced in the end game of, you know, when things are going crazy, how to settle yourself and come up with the win. But, you know, Demons just need to work on that a little bit more, that those final things of how to close it out. Yeah, very unfortunate for them. G'day, Flex Reigns.
Just having a quick look at Flex Reigns' guns before we start getting ourselves ready for this grand final. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to go to our final break of tonight. It is time for us to get ready for this grand final. Divine Minds need to go through a whole bracket reset to try and get a tournament victory under their belts. Chiefs are aiming for the 7th in a row. Let's see if they can do it.
break for sure. And I'll talk about it in a second because Mazzy's about to go off, apparently. Oh, and he does!
I'm Madison Madzy Stone. I've been competing for about, been nearly 10 years now, actually. Yeah, I'm a country boy. I grew up in a little town called Thierry. Been living there for way too long. I worked in the mines for a few years, and yeah, now just gaming full time. Well, I first got an Xbox for my 4th or 5th birthday.